I'll leave you for the final, my friend. Yeah, that's now. In fact, your third operator in Holland I've spoken to in the last hour. So it's busy in Holland, but I don't know about the rest of Europe. Okay, my friend, have a nice Rotterdam from the Kia, 73 from Rotterdam. Hoi hoi. Papa Alpha 1, Lima Echo.
Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf.
Alpha 3, I heard there, over.
Yeah, this is Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf. Good evening.
Papa Alpha 2 Recall Echo Golf. I think that was, yeah, I need to get my my paperwork more organised. I've had to get you a fresh piece of paper for Papa Alpha 3. I think it's Golf Echo Golf. Is that correct, over?
Yeah, that's correct. The call sign is Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf. And the name is Gerald, over.
Well, it's a very nice signal, Gerald, right all down there. Very nice signal to Rotterdam. Obviously, not unless you're in Rotterdam yourself. I'm not too far from Moy and Southline Bingo Centrum, if you know where that is, Rotterdam. So on the south side, getting a lovely signal, Gerald, getting around 10 dB over 9, and a very, very nice radio 4, very clean and clear, over.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, and nice to hear you. I have to apologize. I was listening for the last a minute of your QSO with the other chap, and I missed your call sign. Could you repeat it for me, over?
Yeah, it's a Papa Alpha 1, Lima Echo Golf, like I said, personal Bernard. I'll just repeat that, just in case you're also looking for some more paper. Or you've probably got your computer out there, and you're probably well organised. Papa Alpha 1, Lima Echo Golf from Rotterdam. You copy, Gerald, over?
Yeah, Roger, John, or Bernard. Nice to meet you. This is PA3 Golf Echo Golf returning. And I got your QRZ.com page in front of me. And I just wanted to look at my computer log, which I have started up now, and see if we had a previous contact. Not sure about that. Yes, we did. We had a contact on the 12th of June, and we had a contact on the 24th of April this year. So nice to hear you again, Bernard. And you're 5 and 9 plus 10 dB here, so wonderful signal from your end. No problem at all. Like I told you, the name is Gerald, and we're located here near the town of Almelo. Alpha Lima Mike Echo Lima Oscar, and that's in the eastern part of the Netherlands. Papa Alpha 1 Lima Echo Golf from Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf, over.
Yeah, Gerald, everything received and understood. Your voice does sound a bit familiar, only in the way that you don't sound Dutch. We probably had the same conversation last time we spoke. Are you actually a Dutch national, or have you been working outside Holland a lot? I only say because listening to your accent, Gerald, you don't sound very Dutchy. You have more of a, shall we say, a European accent, over.
I take that as a compliment, Bernard. Well, yes, I'm Dutch. I was born in 1962 in the city of, or the town of Almelo, and my profession is I'm working at law enforcement, so I'm a special enforcement officer, and well, I was a long time ago, about 12 years ago, I still was working as a postman, but well, times have changed, and postal service is not really a job these days. where you can get a lot of work in. So a lot of people went into other profession, and I chose law enforcement. So I've been in law enforcement now for about I think about 12 years or so, and that's also a reason I did, because you meet a lot of people who are from different countries. So I speak several languages. I speak English, I speak German, and I speak a little bit of Russian language. So helps me a lot in my profession. But most of my English I've learned on the bands. So of course we went to school in our teenage days, and I had learned a lot of languages there as well. So like German and English and Dutch, of course, and French. But I don't speak a lot of French, HI. um, but well, most of learning English I did on the bands, on the radio bands during the years. I'm now in ham radio since 1983, so that's a long time to learn languages, HI. But thank you so much, Bernard, for. I'll take that as a compliment, HI. Papa Alpha 1 Lima Echo Golf. This is Gerald, PA3 Golf Echo Golf, over.
Anything received and understood, Gerald. Lovely 10 dB over 9 on the last over. I've just quickly Googled, you're about 190 kilometres, almost in a straight line actually, from Rotterdam. So, and I've just moved my aerial. I've not moved it the whole way round, but at least now the back of the aerial is pointing more towards you than it was before. I'm not going to spin the whole aerial round, you know. We will have to save energy. The electric bill is going to be huge next year, so I'll only use the back of the aerial at the moment. But anything received out of the club, Gerald, I always thought I'd make a good police officer. I seem to be very good speaking with people. I think I'm just a bit too short, really, to be a police officer. But I do see a lot of them in Rotterdam now. Lots of younger agents are not really quite so tall either. Or maybe they just have very big boots on or so. But that's certainly some career move, Gerald. I mean, towards the police. When I see all the abuse you guys get, I mean, whenever there's anything going on, a football match or a protest, some of you guys just get things thrown at you and loads of abuse thrown at you. And all you're really doing is your job. Have you any regrets, Gerald? Or do you wake up every morning thinking, oh great, another day on the beat, over?
Well, thank you for asking. Well, I have to explain to you. I'm not a police officer, so I do have limited police powers, but I'm not a police officer. I'm a special enforcement officer, so I don't carry a gun. What I do is taking over. Well, you know, in earlier days, when we are looking back about 20, 30 years ago, we had two kinds of police forces in the Netherlands. We had the national police, and we had the county police, you know, and that changed to one national police force. So, but within a couple of years, they discovered that there were a lot of things changing, and the police force, the national police, didn't have time for a lot of the things that were minor crimes, you know, like parking, like people who are not behaving in the streets and and don't follow the rules, and like those things. You don't need accidentally a gun or handcuffs or whatever it takes to take somebody down. So I don't do that. I'm not in the police force, but I do have to deal with aggressive people. That's for sure. But well, you know, most of the time I'm solving this problem with my speaking to them and getting them quite calm. So most of the time, that's of course uh, some kind of a profession you have. Sometimes things are escalating, and then you have to call up the other guys where you were speaking about. So, but we still have, of course, we have um, our portos and so on, radio communication. We are on a police channel, so we always have to. We are in direct lines with the police force, so that's for sure. But I don't do the very uh, powerful things like using uh, police powers with a lot of physical uh, problems you have. Sometimes burn it. So I hope I explained a little bit about it. If you are very interested in this matter, you can always look it up and look up at Special Enforcement Officer Netherlands, and it explains a lot. Wikipedia has a lot of interesting information about our profession. But the special enforcement officers in the Netherlands are quite different as they are in other countries in Europe. They have a little bit more police powers, I think, than in other places or in other countries. So, yes, we are under police law. So, PA1 Lima Echo Golf, Peter Abel 3 Golf Echo Golf.
Yeah, nice one, Gerald. Everything received and understood there. I think you must get well. You must not get yourself, but you must become involved in some situations, especially with people who are drunk out their face, or maybe not so much on drugs, but maybe drunk out their face and want to fight. There are lots of those people around. I used to drive a black cab taxi in Manchester, night for 6 years, going back a few years, so I've seen quite a few things kick off, and kick off badly in the city centre of Manchester, and I certainly wouldn't want to be a policeman or anything like a policeman when all that went on. But I do find that it's a lot of times how you speak to people. I see here where I live in the centre, when the police are talking to members of the public. I do find personally that you don't gain very much by shouting at a policeman. You certainly don't gain very much by swearing at him and telling him where to go. In my life as a driver and just general life experience, I have found that if you are respectful to the police, you generally get respect back. And that's the kind of way I've done it. I've been a professional driver all my life, and even though I've not had many interventions with the police, I do find it's best to be polite and be respectful. But then I see on the news, like in Schilderswijk, there in Den Haag, all the stuff has been kicking off the last couple of days, when young kids of 10 or 11 are screaming at you, swearing at you, and possibly throwing things at you as well. I don't know how you stay calm and relaxed with so much patience there, Gerald. Over.
Well, I think this is Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf returning. I think you have to be a person to be a relaxed person, and of course you have to learn a lot. When I started this profession in some years ago, of course, I do it more than 10 or 11 or perhaps 12 years. My first days were also not very easy. You have to learn, and I've learned it very quickly, I think. And I think also the age counts. I did ask a couple of county houses where I was when I was searching for a job, why they always came to me, and because I'm on LinkedIn and so on, those pages on the internet where people are looking for jobs, or people are looking for employees, and So they came very often to me and said, "Well, do you want to work for us?" And I said, "Why? I'm almost 60 years. In those days, I was 50 or 55, you know." And well, they say, "Well, yeah, we're looking for people who have a little bit more life experience." So, and that helps a lot, I think. Okay, but you have to learn it, of course. You have to be a person who is calm from himself, but you also have to learn things, and knowledge is also power. You know, when you know what you're talking about, people are accepting that. When you don't know what you're talking about, which I see with a lot of youngster people who are just starting, they don't know what they're talking about sometimes, and then it's not getting easier for you. So that's for sure. Okay, well, I won't hold you. It's of course there are some more folks who like to talk to you. So it was really nice to talk to you again, Bernard. I see, like I told you, we have worked before, but there are of course a lot of other stations like to talk to you. So you have a wonderful signal. You're about a 20 dB over 9 here, so wonderful. So I'll let you go. It was nice chatting with you. Hope we can do it again. And have a great Sunday evening and a good upcoming week for you. PA1 Lima Echo Golf. This is Papa Alpha 3 Golf Echo Golf. Your frequency. Go ahead.
Yeah, Gerald, everything received and understood, and thanks for the chat. Just one last question, just before you go, and I want to ask this at you a bit earlier, but I'm busy asking you something else. How do you know in the UK the local police don't carry any guns? It's only the special fire, or I think it's that way still. It's only the special firearms trained police that come round with guns if there's a problem. Have you felt in your career other police, I don't know what you come under, hand-hard and so, but have you felt that you've been in a situation where you wish you had a gun, or sometimes you feel a gun could possibly make the situation a lot worse, Gerald? For the final, over.
Well, I've never been in such a situation, you know. I was very happy. As a matter of fact, last week I had the first time I had to push on the red knob on my Porto, on my radio communication. So that was the first time in 12 years that I had to use this red knob to get assistance. But well, it's not very often I come in that kind of situation. So no, I was very lucky. I think I didn't had any experience with situations that I thought later on I wish I had a gun. And I'm not looking for a job with a gun, you know. I'm 61 years old now, almost 61, and I like to keep it this way, and just being relaxed and doing the stuff I like to do, and all the other heavier things. I think let's do it by some younger guys. They are better. They are in a better shape than I am physically. Over.
Yeah. well, you know, 61, you know, split chicken, but there again, these days, 61 is not old at all. I do the neighbourhood, the Berkshire I do here once a week in Rotterdam. A few years ago, two of the local bike attendants came with us, but now I think there's just no shortage of police at the moment that they've got a handful, so we kind of walk around now without any police with us, but there again, they aren't really needed. I think we only came along because for a bit of support. But yeah, it's good for you, my friend. I think my days are over for even thinking about do anything with the police, but good for you. You sound nice and calm, and you sound like you've got a good voice to be a policeman, and I hope the job goes well for you. Unfortunately, first time in 12 years, you have to press the red knob, but at least it's the first time in 12 years, good heavens, at least it's not every couple of weeks or so. But I'm rambling on, Gerald, and you want to go. Been very nice talking to you. Papa Alpha 3, Golf Echo Golf. I'm sure we'll speak again sometime soon. From Bernard to Rotterdam, 73s, until the next time.
It's been a pleasure, Bernard, and you have a great day there, and good QSOs coming up for you. Hope to catch you again. 73, so Papa Alpha 3, Golf Echo Golf is QSY. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks now, Gerald. Bye bye. CQ, Papa Alpha 1, Lima Echo Golf, calling CQ from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Papa Alpha 1, Lima Echo Golf, standing by. Echo Golf, 0, Foxtrot Mike Juliet. Business, so thank you for the call this afternoon. Not that strong here, a little bit on the light side here with me. Around about 4x4 at the moment. There's a bit of static with you as well, so apologies for that. But nice to hear you. I think I heard something rather loud going on in the background there, so I hope you're having fun up that way. And nice to get you in the logbook in any case. QTH here, as I said, is North London, about 11 kilometres north of Buckingham Palace, or central London, running 400 watts into a Zulu Sierra 6 BKW, and about 55 feet, and the radio is a Fox Tango DX10. So there we go, that's the story from this side. I'll put it back around to you. Let's get some clarity on the first letter of your suffix. I've got Golf Bravo 9, the Victor Lima radio now on my paper. Hopefully that's okay. GB9, VLR, Mexico 1, Delta, Zulu, India. Mexico 1, Delta, Zulu, India. This is Golf Bravo 9, Whiskey Lima radio. Golf Bravo 9, Whiskey Lima radio. Like I say, special event station for railways on the air. I think we've got a QRZ page up if you'd like to take a look at that. And yeah, thanks very much for the contact down there in London. We're just running an Icon IC756 Pro and a short NZ antenna on the West Lancashire Light Railway. So the noise in the background is actually a train whistle going off. Back to you. Okay, fine business. A little bit better that time. And I've got that now, GB9WLR. Okay, well, fine business, and thanks for the nice call this afternoon. And got you in the logbook there, no problem at all. I wish you very 7-3, and hopefully catch up with you another time. GB9WLR, Mexico 1, Delta Zulu India. Cheers. Mexico 1, Delta Zulu India, GB9 WLR. Yeah, well, thanks so much for the contact. Have a good day, and 7-3 for now. Cheers and beers, all the best. QRZ, please. This is Mexico 1, Delta Zulu India. Mike 1, Delta Zulu India. Delta Zulu India. Qui lance l'appel? Appel 40. Appel 40. Mexico Unité, Delta Zulu India, à Londres, qui lance l'appel, je reste à l'écoute. Mike 0, Papa Whiskey British. Echo India, go ahead. Echo India 9, Hotel Golf 9, Hotel Golf. Good afternoon, Ronan. George Julian Oscar Echo. The QTH is Tipperary in Midwestern Ireland. That's like Mike, Robert Delta Zulu with PA3GEG, Hotel Golf. Okay, very good. Very good afternoon to you, Joe. It's a nice day. In a bit of QSB, you're down to about an S8 with the kids. From the piece, so, Watt Ausgangsleistung, ne? Logo, course CQ140, any updates and copy, Papa Alpha 1, Beamer Echo Gold, calling CQ, standing by. The skip was far too long. And I just turned the radio on about 10 minutes ago. I had a chat with the lads down there and thought I'd pop up here and see if Chris is about, my friend M1 EUX. But I think he might be doing something else and playing radio. But nice to meet you, Phil. Yeah, over in Ilfracombe, right on the very top of the hill, looking right out over the sea as we speak. And if you had a very bright light, I could probably see it flashing. I look right over towards Mumble's Head, all the way around the Swansea. Past Swansea over to Cardiff, and round the other way, all the way around to the island of Lundy, and the tip of Southern Ireland, but I can't see that because it's too far away. But there we are, just out from the Coast Guard station, over. Yeah, roger that, Duncan. Oh, I see, very nice, very nice. I think when I was younger, one of my furthest radio contacts on CB radio was someone in Ilfracombe, and they were kind enough to send me a little DX card as well. So it was a stormy night, and I could hear someone calling CQ, and that was something I wasn't used to hearing on CB. But I answered him, and I tried to keep it all professional and above board stuff, and I got a little card off him. That means, like I said, you're looking straight at him, but it's quite a long one for a CB radio in my back bedroom. Anyway, yeah, lovely. It looks a lovely place over there. I grew up in Swansea, but we moved a bit further on down to Bridgend. So I suppose, yeah, you'd have to squint a bit to see the tip of Ireland there, the start of it. I don't know if you go on 2 meters at all, but I bet you can work some lovely repeaters from there as well. The one down in Pembroke is quite active. I can get that if I go up high enough where I am, and that's quite an active one. There's a lot of people using that. And I get the ones over in Bristol and stuff as well, but I'm not sure if you go on 2 meters at all, Duncan. Is that something you play around with? No, I used to, I'll be honest with you, Phil. I used to play around with 2 meters, and yeah, it's great here, because like I say, I'm right on the top. There's nothing in front of me apart from the Bristol Channel, and I can work Whiskey over in, right on the end there in Swansea, I think that is. BC, is that another one? If I remember rightly. I can't remember, it's been so long ago. And I built myself a little Yagi out of some surplus aluminium, and I built a little 5-element Yagi. And I used to just point it out the window and point it north. And very surprised at what I could pick up on that, even on simplex. But yeah, it's very, very good for 2 meters, but I don't use it. I don't know why. Maybe I should. I don't know. A couple of my friends here, my son-in-law's on 2 meters, and a friend of mine who lives up the road, Pete, he's on it. And there's a couple of people in Ilfracombe on it, I'm sure. But I haven't used 2 meters now for, oh God, must be 15 years. I'm all HF here. But yeah, it's a really good format, 2 meters, but I think what put me off, I went on to several repeaters, and I think Adele was playing on one, and there was some bloke who sounded like he'd had a few too many on another one, and I thought, oh, I can't be buggered with this, you know, and I sold the radio. But that was when Adele first came out, so she was only very, very young then. But
But no, it's what it is over here, mate. But you sounding good. What's the radio on aerial over?
Yeah, Roger. Sorry to hear that a couple of idiots have put you off the band altogether. I haven't heard too much fucking about. There was one evening where there was somebody doing something similar on the call-in channel, and I don't know if you thought no one could hear him or what. I mean, what's the point in playing music to someone if you think no one's listening? It was weird. But I haven't heard a lot of nonsense on there, thankfully. So maybe things have changed. But I think people can get hold of like the deep bullfing radios quite easily. And they might buy it for other reasons, and then the next thing you know, they are on the amateur bands, and it's like you know, they're unlicensed, and it's let them in through the back door, and I suppose anyone could buy a radio now, can't they? But I think that might be what's going on. Cheap radios available, and any old fool allowed to play. Currently using an ST450D. I'm on low power. I've got an end-fed. How long is this thing? Let me think. I've got an end-fed wire up above the house. The coax goes down the bottom of the garden. Got it up quite high. I've even mounted a fishing pole, like an actual fishing rod at the top of this thing. And then the wire goes up to my chimney. And over a post there, down and tied onto the gate at the end of the drive. So it goes up and over the house. I've got 2 or 3 radios coming off it. And I've got a copper rod coming into the ground at the back of the garden there. So it helps keep the noise down. I just added one on, and it was still noisy. I added a bit more, it got quiet, and I added another, and it was workable then. I can't use 80 usually in the day. My neighbour's solar panels interfere with that. 160 I can tune up on it just about, and I do listen to the old chaps on there in the early hours. I like listening to them at night. But I've gone in and said hello once or twice, but not strong enough for them to let me actually carry on a convo. I just said who I was and sat quietly again. They get quite grumpy if you're not blasting. They tell me, turn the power up, just turn it up, I don't care what your license is. I say, I just want to be able to hear you. If you're going to talk, I need to be able to hear you, so turn it up. I don't know, it's alright, I'll come back when I pass the full license. Yeah, so sorry to hear about that. For you on 2 meters, that's a shame that. But maybe you'll come back one day and you can enjoy it again. Back to you, Duncan. This is MW7 PWC.
MW7 PWC 2E0BBE. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens down the line. But I've just always really been HF. I think I dabbled with 2 meters for about a year, and had a bit of fun with it, especially when you get sporadic. You know, you get some quite long distance, can't you? You know, I mean, I think I got to Spain, and I got quite a way up. I was right up into Scotland. On Simplex. It was very, very, very good. But I don't know. It's something maybe in the future. We'll see what happens. But that 450D sounds great. Very, very clear audio as well. And all noted on the end-fed. A hell of a lot of people using end-fed wires now. I think they're very convenient. I did have one here, but it didn't work as well as the aerials I've got out. So I abandoned that. But they are very, very good if you can get them working right. And I think 60% of the people I speak to are on end-fed wires. We had a bit of a laugh the other day, me and a couple of, a good friend of mine, George, G3, can't remember his call sign offhand, but he's a G3, and he said, don't tell me, he said, you're on a 7300 with an end-fed wire. I said, no, I'm not. He said, well, everybody I've spoken to today is. So he said, you're a one-off. But no, they do work very, very well. And all noted on the JAs and stuff. Yeah, I mean, in the mornings here, BK, JAs, ZLs, they're coming in all over the place, but I'm not really a DXer. I'm a 40-meter person, really. 40 meters is my favourite band. When it's working, it's great. If it doesn't work, then I switch the radio off and go to the white. And that's just as entertaining, believe me. What have I got here? The radio is the FTDX 5000 MP, running about 55, 60 watts here. The antenna is a half-wave monoband dipole. and I've got two 65-foot masts, and it's strung between the two, and I'm 500 feet above sea level, right on the top of the hill. So the dipole is a half wave above ground, and it gives me a bit of DX, which is good, and a bit of into G. If I lowered it down to 30 foot, give me a nice NVIF into G, but I lose the DX, so I've got it up there. Several other aerials around, hanging around the garden, but nothing of great interest there. And that's about it, really. Oh, the microphone is a Heil 781 on a boom, and to my wife's disgust, the boom costs more than the mic. It comes to something when you do that, go ahead.
Oh dear, oh dear. I did have a foot click set up with a separate microphone. But I take this out in the car with me quite often, and I go up on the mountains, and I've got like a 10-meter fiberglass pole I put up on a 29-foot wire, just the one to what's going over the house. But I take this thing and 9 volts, oh my god, is it a 9 to 1 or a 1 to 1, I can't remember. I don't know, a 9 to 100, I think. I nicked that off the setup here, and I jump in the car, and I can go vertical with that one then. And if I use that at home, actually, when I have put that up in the house, it's really good on 20 meters, and 17 meters comes a bit better at home than this one. I can't remember how big this wire is. I think it's, I don't want to say, I know that when I put it up over the 10-meter pole, it's about 29 foot, that's about 10 meters, isn't it? I think, I've got no idea. But yeah, the microphone, I had an SM58, I played in bands over the years, and I've got microphones, different things, and I bought the connections to have a foot switch, and dynamic microphone plugged in. But the audio report to it is good. I don't know if I was overloaded something. I did try turning things down, and I've got it working alright here. There's an option of 1 or 2 on the back of the mic, and I've got it on 2. And then in the menu setting, I'm on number 9 there. It's lowered the bass, and it's raised the top. So it's kind of like it looks like a staircase coming down. Raise the bass and drop it, you can flatten it off. There's all sorts of things in there, but this one, everyone seems to be happy listening to me on this. I couldn't quite, I didn't have anyone to practice with enough to get the microphone, the SM58 working well. But I think it uses a similar connection to what you did use it just without the mic. And I've got mic stands around that I use, I've had them a long time. I've got all sorts of mic stands, so it wasn't a problem. But yeah, it is nice to go hands-free, though. I did like that. I like being hands-free. But I'm getting better reports off the fixed mic, so if it's not broke, don't fix it, is something my dad used to say to me, so I'll try and carry that on. Back to you.
Yeah, 20VB with Mike Whiskey 7, Papa Whiskey Charlie. Yeah, no, that's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it sounds very, very nice, very clear and very articulate, so you've got no problems with that. I've got no off-board EQ or anything like that. I mean, like you, I've worked in the entertainment business for many years, and worked in broadcasting for 20-odd years. So, I know a bit about mics as well, really. If they work and sound good, that's it, keep it. You could spend thousands. Some of the microphones that I've used cost thousands. And you can get a cheap mic that'll sound just as good. And you can get it from flipping Argos or from Amazon. So, I think it's what it is, how far do you want to go down the road when you buy microphones? The trouble with amateur radio now, I think, I'm going to put a little footnote on this as well. There's not a lot you can really play with, not like the old days where you could modify radios and fix radios and build radios. Now it's just a black box, you plug it in and off you go. And there's only really aerials and audio you can play with, isn't there? And pan adapters. I've got a pan adapter on this, which is working very, very well. It comes out of the 9 meg socket on the back of the 5000, works absolutely brilliant. But that's about all you can do. Yeah, and a little footnote on it, going back to the beginning of the conversation when you said anybody can buy a radio. I think, you know, that's the trouble with the internet, isn't it? I mean, if the internet, you'll always be able to get stuff no matter what. But I think if you went to some of the emporiums that we all deal with and you had to produce your license, then it would be a different kettle of fish. Because, you know, you have to produce a license to... I mean, I worked in broadcasting for 25 years and worked for a commercial radio station and did all sorts. And I couldn't just walk in the door and say, "Hi, my name's Duncan. Can I start tomorrow and do the breakfast show?" I had to prove that I was capable of doing it. And I think if, you know, you had to have a license to buy an amateur radio, it'd be a whole different kettle of fish on amateur radio. Because like you say, on 2 meters, you can get a little Bofang for about 10 quid off of eBay and just go out and key out all the repeaters and cause havoc. And anybody can do it. But anyway, that's my opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger. I think someone might have had a bring station there. That's why I'm bringing in. That's going to do to you something there.
Yes, somebody. Yeah, M0, JSQ, guys.
M0JXQ. Operator name is Clyde, Charlie Zimmer, India Victor, Echo, in the safe see you Dexter, Echo X-ray, Echo Tango, Echo Romeo.
Oh, good afternoon, Clyde. Yeah, in Exeter. Lovely, nice to hear you today. I'm just down the road in North Devon in Ilfracombe, over.
Yeah, I know, I've heard you on a million times. I mean, literally a million times. Just thinking in quickly, I wasn't trying to have a chat. Just want to make sure my audio sounded okay, and everything sounded okay, basically. Microphone back in.
Sounds very, very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah, very nice. I've got you on a 3K wide, 3.5K wide bandwidth here. Sounds lovely. What are you using, Clyde?
STDX10, a high microphone, set to narrow, a delta loop, cut for this band, but it's nicely done for the other band, which is nice. A useful antenna. I'm currently about, I'm going to say about 250 watts. That actually, the 250 watts is poignant because actually I'm now using an amplifier which I haven't bought this amplifier into service for a million years, and I just gently teasing it back to life because it's not a good idea to go mad with an amplifier that's got valves in it.
No. Been down that road. Oh dear. Yeah, my friend M0WQK had quite an episode with an old Heathkit, 1 kilowatt one with valves in. Yeah, they make a very nice bang. Or anyway, the cats do it anyway. But yeah, well it sounds great. And yeah, you're 5'9" plus 10 into Ilfracombe, and I've not heard you a million times, but I'm glad I entertained you, Clyde.
Yeah, I've listened to you loads and loads of times, speaking to your friends. You're always a good way for me to test it, my antennas, certainly from a receive point of view, because I know where you are, and it just gives me a good feel of whether it's working right or whether it isn't working right. Anyway, I want to let you carry on with your conversation, and I will catch up with you again. I know all about your antennas and so on and so forth. You don't need to tell me, I've heard it all. Actually, I haven't, because you weren't playing. You did play with the Delta, but you gave straight up on the Delta. Why did you give up on the Delta?
Because of the ground underneath, it's non-capacitive, and it wasn't any good at all. It was a good Delta loop, you know, fed a monoband one, fed with a 75 ohm stuff at a quarter wave. Up to the top part was 66 feet up on the 2 masts. It looked lovely, but flicked over to the dipole annihilated it. I'm fiddling around with a half square at the moment, but today I'm not. I'm on the dipole over.
I'm so surprised at that, and I love my Delta. The curves to work really, really well when I tried pathways or that other equipment. And had so much noise, it's been ridiculous. Whereas the Delta is really quiet,
And I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed that you gave us the down that quickly. I'm probably disappointed in you, that's all I can say. Well, you know, I've tried, Chris is here, good afternoon, Chris, I'm one of you, I do verify that. I've tried every sort of delta loop. I've tried square ones, round, well not round ones, oblong ones, sky loops, every loop. But the trouble is, because I'm on rock, I've got no soil up here, so gardening is a bit of a no-no. You need good ground under them, and it was a bit of a well, it wasn't a disaster. They are quieter, but then I've got zero background noise anyway, really. Most of the time it's between 0 and 1. I've never had over 2 or 3, ever. And I thought, well, the dipole being a halfway up is going to work well, and I've always stuck with them. But, yeah, I mean, some work for some. I mean, Vernon down the road in Braunton, you've heard him a million times. He's got a delta loop up. He's got very capacitive ground underneath. You know, about 10 foot deep in soil and a river running under his garden, and it works brilliantly. But for me up here, this certainly works better, guys.
Yeah, you're right. I've heard Vernon more times than I care to mention. I just don't know. He does actually walking out things that were like pure insanity. I don't know what's going on there, do you know what I mean? But yeah, Vernon, yes, very, very, very easy to copy, even if I unplug my aerials.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's very good to copy, and, yeah, I don't say no more. Trouble is, you don't know what Vernon's on. He's always changing aerials, but he isn't. But there we are. That's another story, as we all know. Just stand by anyway. Just bring Chris in. M1EUX, good afternoon.
Yeah, 20BBE, M1EUX. Well, I have a problem, Duncan. This thing works absolutely superbly. Really lovely, got it all labelled out, but the radio knocks it out over.
Oh, wonderful. No, that's that is a problem. I'll come back to you, Chris, and you can tell me more in a minute. Yeah, you got Clyde on in Exeter. I can't remember his call time, but I'm sure he'll refresh you there. And you've also got Phil over in Wales, Mike Whiskey 7, Papa Whiskey Charlie. I've not forgotten you, Phil. But we're just talking about aerials, as we always do there. So anyway, Chris, say hello to one or the other. But I can't remember close call sign. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, Duncan. Well, it's knocking this thing out now. Yeah, I'll have to fiddle with it. Yeah, I didn't get. Well, the only call sign I got was Mike Whiskey 7, Papa Whiskey Charlie, which I think is Phil. Anyway, good afternoon, Phil. This is Mike 1, Echo Uniform X-Ray, and the name is Chris. And the QTH is the town of Buckinghamshire. I'm a bit distracted because I'm just trying to fit something up. Duncan knows all about it, and the light's flashing on and off at the moment on this thing. Anyway, Phil, over to you. Mike Whiskey 7, Papa Whiskey. Oh, by the way, I didn't look at the meter. I'll give you a report on the next day. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Mike Whiskey 7, Papa Whiskey Charlie, from Mike 1, Echo Uniform X-Ray.
Mike 1, Echo Uniform X-Ray. Hey, Chris, yeah, hopefully you're getting me. I'm not sure if you are, we'll find out now. You're making the trip down to South Wales today. You're doing well. Sounding nice and clear. You're 59 plus. You're lovely and clear. That's what I like to hear. I don't get to use 40 meters very often, and it's been dead the last couple of weeks. I don't know if you guys have all noticed that. It did go very, very quiet, so it's nice to see it's working again. And yeah, no worries there, Duncan, about, you guys carry on. I'm happy to sit and listen. I'm the new guy around here, by the way. So I'm doing 7 minutes. I'm M7. But I've been involved in amateur radio for a long time. I did try doing my license back in 1995, but the postcode eluded me, and I picked up glandular fever. I dropped out of school for a bit, and I couldn't do anything. I was useless for a couple of months. But yeah, I got there in the end. A friend of mine did hit lockdown, and he told me that they dropped the Morse code. He said, now's the time to come back, so I give it a go, and here I am. Hopefully, yeah, Chris, I'll pass it back to you to see how we're doing. You've got a really strong signal in South Wales, so this is MW17, passing it back.
Yeah, okay, so Mike was 7, Papa Whiskey Charlie, Mike 1, Echo Uniform X-ray. So, yeah, okay, cool. We were 5 and, in the 5 7, 5 and 9, 18, 5 and 9. So good signal. That's good. I'm getting you a strong time. Deal with this well, really well. But good signal, no problem at all copying you. I didn't get, I got the name Clive, but I didn't get the call sign at all. So I'll put it over to you, Clive. Hopefully you're copying me. This is, as I say, this is Mike 1, Echo Uniform X-ray, and the name is Chris, Clive. So I'll put it over to you, but I'm sorry I don't know the call sign. Over.
Yeah, hi Chris. Yeah, I'm getting you on a signal 7, nearly a signal 9. I don't know what sort of audio was over the post, but that could have been the bad conditions at the moment. Yeah, you're perfectly readable though, no problem at all. I'm not phoning your audio, it just sounds a little bit thin to me, but like I said, I think it could be with the way the man's running, because it's changed a lot actually in the last hour listening to people, they changed all over the place. Anyway, look, I'm not going to hold it up. It's Mike 0JXQ, operator name is Clive, and I'm down in Exeter, Echo X-ray, Tango Echo Romeo, down at the bottom of the M5. I'm going to leave you lot to chat away. I'm going to say 7-3, and I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you were about 5 and 8, 5 and 7, 5 and 8 with me. Yeah, it does sound a bit weird. I think it must be the past. If you just clarify your call sign, was it Juliet Sierra Quebec? Was that the suffix 5 over?
Mike 0, Juliet X-ray Queen.
X-ray, yep, got it then. Okay, Clive, no problem at all. Back to you, Duncan.
Yeah, cheers guys, and thanks very much for your input today, and have a great day in Exeter. What's left of it anyway. I haven't been up to Exeter for a long time. But I'll have to make a trip up there, take the wife up there to spend some money. Great to meet you, mate, and we'll catch up again. All the best, Clive. 2E0, BB. Bye-bye, mate. Yes, I'm pretty Duncan. Cheers, mate. Bye. Yeah, all the best, buddy. 7-3. Right, just before I go back to you, Chris, I just, a little thing for Phil there. Yeah, nice to meet you, Phil. Yeah, just stick around. And it's great to meet you. We're often on here in the afternoon for a little bit before dinner. And Chris has bought a little gizmo, which I've sort of been laughing at. And I can imagine he's got a disco going on, Phil, over. Oh dear, it's all flashing lights, is it? Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Hang on, Phil. I'll put it over to Chris. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, 2-0 BBE M1EUX, yeah. Oh, it's, I've disconnected it from the computer. I had it all, it's a little multi-hub thing, Phil, that's what it is. And it's a very nice one with little lights on that show when they're on. You can switch them on and off, and it's very nice. Works perfectly. Until I've just tried the radio, and the radio is detecting it, so it's picking up the RF from the radio, which is not good. So I'm glad I tried it. Because Duncan knows all about the whole thing. There's a plan until afoot, but looks like it's not going to happen. Because this one definitely picks up RF. So I've not tried to do anything with it, Duncan. So I just have to see what happens. But I've got it all nicely hooked. I've got everything plugged in, labelled up. It was beautiful. Everything working perfectly. Absolutely superb. And so I tried transmitting. Anyway, I'll have to try some I don't know whether it's worked with ferrite rings or whatever, but it looks like it might be in there now. 2-0 VBE M1EUX.
M1EUX in the small group, 2E0 VBE. Well, is it actually disrupting the signal paths, or is it just making the LEDs flash, Chris? Over.
No, it turns them off.
Hilarious. Dear. I don't know. Have you got a little clip-on ferrite you can put on?
Well, I'll try it all, but if it's going to be that much trouble, I shan't bother. It works brilliantly. I mean, everything's working fine. No, it just disconnects them. It just goes, as if you've unplugged them, basically. Every time I key up, it disconnects them. And, yeah, just like you've unplugged them. And then you unkey, and it sets it up again. It's a bit of a disaster. I've got it actually unplugged out of the computer now. It's just going into all the various things, but it's not plugged into the computer. and it's still flashing one of the lights, so it's, the unit itself must be picking up RF, over.
That's mad. That is mad. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, Chris used to have long hair, and he hasn't realised that he's lost his hair because of all the radiation in the shack over.
Oh dear. I chopped mine off recently, it was down my back, and I had a pretty severe moment. I was a bit stressed out about a couple of things, and I chopped it off before I knew I'd done it. I didn't even know I was doing it. You know, like if someone moved a plate against the wall or something, it was just one of those moments, and off it came. But yeah, the RF has fried it out, baby. I was just wondering if, with my guitars, I used to have some guitars that would pick up radio stations and things, and I lined the cavities with foil. And I wonder if like a takeaway box or something, you could get an old Chinese takeaway box and fit this thing in there and line it with foil or something just to try and save it. You might not see your lights anymore, but if it's a USB hub, I'm not sure what sort of hub it is, but there's a chance that might save the day, I don't know. But if I was on 80 meters and keying up, it was turning my monitor off on my computer, and it actually fried the cable going to it. It wasn't right ever again. It would intermittently turn off and things like that. So I don't go on 80 anymore. not when I'm by the computer. Yeah, NW7 PWC in the group.
Yeah, what do you reckon then, Chris, guys? Oh, look, we got the Russians on here, Chris, over.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if they finish.
Yeah, they will in a minute, yeah. I don't know why the Russians do it on here. I mean, are they trying to blot out somebody from Ukraine over?
I think it's you, they don't like you.
That's what? Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably. But thank God I haven't got my address on QRZ, otherwise I'd get Putin shooting a missile over it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Line it, put it in a little box, Chris, over.
Well, I'll have a fiddle with it. I mean, it might be one of the other leads picking it up. I don't know. Without having a fiddle with it, it's impossible to tell. So, as the first, all I've done is just key up just now to you, and I saw it was happening. So, I'll have a fiddle. It could be one of the other leads. I'll have to unplug just all the different things and see if it still does it, Because the fact that it's not plugged into the computer now, it could be one of the other leads. Picking it up. I don't know where it's being picked up from, you see, without going through all the leads individually and trying everything. I don't know what's picking it up. It could just be one of the leads picking it up, going into it. It might not, and by unplugging that or putting a ferrite ring on that lead, it might work. So, I don't know, we'll have to see, but I'll have a fiddle with it, over.
Yeah, break, acknowledged. Yeah, just have a fiddle, Chris. I mean, if it didn't have lights on it, mind you, the station that he might have some input. Hang on, Chris. Yeah, hello, good afternoon. 2E0BB and Company, go ahead.
M0 James Kid.
Yeah, go ahead, Clive.
I just got a couple of questions, but you don't relate that. I walked away from the conversation.
I'll catch you later, Duncan. I'm going to fiddle with this thing.
Yeah, all right, Chris. I'll just come back on. Yeah, go ahead, Clive.
Right, so you said you fed it in the corner.
I fed it on the horizontal and on the vertical. I fed it a quarter wave up one side for vertical, and I also fed it at the top in the center for horizontal. Over.
Right, so the top was suspended between two thick things. So one third of the top of the triangle. So in other words, the pointy bit of the triangle was looking at the ground, yeah?
Yeah, the pointy bit was at the ground, and the pointy bit was about 25, 30 feet up. So I fed it at the bottom, which would give me horizontal and the bottom point. Tried it there, which worked pretty good. Then I tried it up about a third of the way up one of the legs, nearest the house, which would give me more vertical, and that worked reasonably well. And then I fed it in the center, right at the top, in the center of the horizontal span going between the two poles, over.
Right, so if you fed it at the bottom, it's exactly the same as feeding it at the top. There's no point in moving it from one to the other because it would do exactly the same job. But you said it was a single band antenna, but you were using 75 ohm coax to feed the antenna, yes?
Yeah, quarter wave, 75 ohm, properly stub, quarter wave long with a, I think it was a 0.06 factor of the coax, so I got that exactly right. SWR was dead flat, so it was working very well. Yeah, quarter wave stub just for a monoband, over.
Yeah, but it's not a monoband. Did you try it on the other band?
Well, yeah, the radio will tune anything. This radio, the tuner in it will tune anything. But, yeah, in theory it's a monoband. But there was no anode or anything, no 49 to 1 or anything on it. So, in theory it was a monoband for 40. But it would tune on 20. It would tune on, it would actually tune on 80. Because it was 142 feet long, over.
Yeah. But did you need to tune what I'm getting at here is I built a antenna. I didn't use coax. I made twin feet, which was like the sort of thing that you actually put into a light bulb. You know, a normal light. You know, like the light that you'd have beside your bed. Like those twin leads that joined together. I cut a quarter wave of that, and basically then it turned into a complete multi-band antenna, exactly the same as if you'd used a transformer.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never did that. I never used twin feed on it. I just used it. I used the quarter wave stub as a transformer. But I just found that it wasn't as responsive. It was quieter, like I said to you earlier. It was quieter, but it wasn't. It wasn't any better on receive, and it certainly wasn't as good on output. I mean, Chris, M1EUX Day will verify that. It was, you know, it was, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And it didn't sound right. It just, everything was a bit iffy on it. But, you know, like you said to me earlier, and like I said to you, what works for you may not work for me, over.
Yeah, but that's just plain not acceptable. It worked perfectly here. It should work, but no. I'm only joking. No. I just wanted to let you know. If you used, so literally I used some, it was some flex cable, twin flex cable. And as it happened, that twin flex cable, I actually measured it myself, turned it to be close to 75 ohms. And you get all the bands. I mean, it works on all the multiples, so 11, 14, 21, and 28. And it worked really, it just worked really well for me. But no, I'm not going to go any further with this conversation. You obviously didn't like it, so that's it. Okay, fair enough. Up to you. Anyway, 7-3, I'll speak to you later, mate.
Yeah, no worries, yeah. I've tried every aerial here for 40. 2-element Yagi, it was the size of my house. That worked well. That was better than the dipole. But, no, it's what it is. I mean, I've tried so many different loops and things. But, yeah, they're good. And, like you say, you know, what works for one may not work for the other. I mean, Vernon's on a loop. He's a cracking signal. And it works well for him, but, you know, for me it just doesn't. But anyway, thank you for your input, Clive.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that you'd, I'm going to say, thoroughly explored it before you milked it on the end, that's all. Because I hate to see a good antenna go to waste. You know what I'm saying anyway. No, because it works for me, I obviously wanted that you'd have the same success. I'm not sure it's the best thing for me, but I'm in limited space here, not like yourself, where I could just chuck something huge up in the air. I've got time, like most of my antenna is laid flat on the ground like a postage stamp, if you see what I'm saying. Anyway, I want to let you carry on, and I think I'm just going to have to pop round to Vernon and learn how to build antennas, and then everything will make sense to me.
Yeah, as long as you go around there and see what aerial he's really using. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's yeah, food for thought. So, I mean, it's a simple job for me to put the delta loop back. But Chris has always said to me, and he will verify that, you know, going back 20 years, I was running delta loops 20 years ago. I did a quad loop, a huge quad loop. I did sky loops. Oh Christ, God knows how many loops. And then I put up a dipole and it worked brilliantly. But yeah. And another thing is simplicity really. Where I am, right on the very top of the hill, as you know, the winds here are phenomenal. And the more wire in the sky, the more they blow down. I had a fan dipole up, which worked brilliantly on 20 meters, 17 meters, all tuned, absolutely flat SWR, and a bloody seagull flew into it and broke the whole lot. So, yeah, that's fire over.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a bit of a shame because actually you genuinely do get more gain out of the tailtail. But I guess the more gain you'll get is probably looking in the wrong direction for the sort of thing that you're interested in, which was what I was going to ask you. So think of the orientation of your antenna. How does that orientate towards the exit? So in other words, what